Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are finally going to be reviewing the Mikayla Paht 2 palette. This took forever to arrive. I believe that it shipped around a month after I purchased it, which is insane, and this has never ever happened to me with a makeup brand before. We are of course going to do swatches of the palette. I'm going to do a look. We're going to talk about the quality of the shades, all of that. But first I just needed to address the shipping issue because it was absurd, I feel like. And I think that they sent me a gift for my troubles. Mind you, I received this in the mail the last day that I was at my townhouse that I just sold, because I had ordered it of course with that address, because when I purchased it I didn't even know that I was going to be moving so fast. And 1 month later the palette hadn't arrived yet, so they sent some sort of gift with purchase as an apology, I think, because obviously there was a huge issue with the shipping. I don't even know what this is, but let's look at it. I got a lip liner right here. It looks nice and nude. I have never had a lip liner or any lip products, I don't think, from Glamlite before. And of course this is absolutely zero shade to Mikayla. I love Mikayla. She is the queen of TikTok. But you guys know I try to be super honest about anything that has to do with my reviews, and the shipping was definitely an issue with Glamlite. The lip gloss does not smell like anything. It's crazy because I ordered the first Mikayla palette last year when it came out, and I really don't remember it having this problem. It might have not been at my house right away, but I don't remember it taking this long at all. Third thing that was a little gift in there was a lipstick. Ooh, it is a really nude shade and it does go really nicely with the lip liner, so that's nice. Take a look right here. I'm scared that I think that's going to be a little bit too nude for me, but I guess we will overcompensate by doing a really dramatic, colorful look with this palette. Let me show you what this looks like, and I have to say I really love the gold particles that are in there. It's like if you had mined gold and you had broken off little like pebbles of gold and put them in the palette. That is the sensation that it gives, because it's this kind of like rough, uneven gold texture that looks really stunning. And then the palette is a very strong shade of green. If you're into mirrors in palettes, this one has a really huge one. And then take a look right here at what these shades look like. It is an extremely colorful palette. I like that we have these really nice deep matte shades back here. The shimmers seem to be beautiful, and I'm a little scared, and I'll tell you why. One of my favorite things about the first palette, which did not turn out to be a favorite palette for me in my collection because of some issues that I encountered, but one of my favorite things about that palette for me was that it had a top row of like nice neutral, natural looking types of shades that you can combine the colorful shades with, and this one does not have that at all. And then the main issue I had with her first palette was that the colorful matte shades I found to be a little bit patchy. So we'll see how I feel about it this time around with the shades that come in this one. My hair is up and out of the way, and I'm about to get into some swatches. Don't forget, if you like this video, to give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Patty. I love to do extremely honest reviews. Obviously everything is based on my personal opinion and my personal experience with things, but if you like this video and you have not subscribed yet, please don't leave without subscribing. So let's do some swatches. I'm going to start with the first row. Here is the color Glazed and Spanky. I remember that with the first palette, I really loved their shimmer shades, so I'm hoping to be just as impressed this time around. I mean, those are gorgeous. This one is Popping. This one is Dream. Wow. Moving on to Insane and Cloud 9. This one is called Glitter. 11-20-21 and Gold AF. These shades are definitely insane. We are about to start swatching some mattes, which again are the ones that I'm like scared of. This one is called Bro. See, not as nice as the shimmers already, but that's okay. Stabbies, or I think it's like for Starbucks, Stabbies. And Beauty Kills. 13, Fall River, and Grateful. I love Grateful. Okay, so these is the first half of the palette, the first 2 rows and half of the 3rd row right here. Again, the mattes already are like a little questionable. I didn't build them up. This is just a one swatch thing. I don't really care if it looks bad on the swatch as long as they perform good on the eyes. So judgment's out on those still, but the shimmers are incredible. Just like the first time around, like I said, loved Glamlite shimmers when I tried them last year. Starting with the second half of the 3rd row, this is color Cody James right here. And then I'm very excited about this one. This is called the Market. Oh my god, love it. Next we have the Commons. This matte seems to be a lot smoother than the other ones. Starting on the 4th row, this color here is called Mama Wang. Let me get a little bit more of that one. This one is called Pat Rice. Then we have another shimmer. This one is called Oh My God. Then we have shade Mimu, Body, Authenticity. First shade of the last row right here, and it looks stunning. This one's called I Love You. Oh yeah. It's like this beautiful silvery blue with a little bit of a purple undertone to it. So stunning. No Hash Lines. 2021. Wicked Awesome. Oh, this matte is really nice. This shimmer is called You, and it looks stunning on the pan. I love it. Wow. And then the last color is called Blackest Black. Right down here. So finally, take a good look right here at all of the swatches. This is the first half and second half of the palette. Again, the shimmers are insane. Some of the mattes actually swatched pretty good, but then there's others that definitely left me wondering. Okay, so now that you've seen the swatches, it is time to play. And where to even start? I don't know if I want to do purple or blue or green. I feel like obviously I want to do purple because that is my comfort zone, but should I do something different? I think I'm going to do blue. I'm going to do 2021 down here. And this is a REPHR #1 brush, and I'm going to pat it on the outer V of the eye. I know that these are pressed pigments, which is why I had trouble with them the first time, because I don't know, pressed pigments don't usually blend the best for me, but I'm going to press it down first and blend it afterwards. That seems to be the way to go, so I am patting it in place. And then with a clean brush, this is a REPHR #1 as well, I'm going to go into the color No Hash Lines down here, which is a lighter, more pastel type of a blue, and with that one I'm going to go over the edge of the first color, and hopefully this will work. Yeah, that looks nice so far. I'm liking it. A little bit more no hash lines because we don't want hash lines. And I'm going to pat it, as well as bring it in through my crease. So far so good. I don't have many complaints yet. And I love the tone of blue that these colors have. So I'm going to continue with Wicked Awesome, and this is a REPHR number 14 brush. I will say, not that I'm the best at using pressed pigment eyeshadows. As I said, I struggle with them, but I have found that when you use pressed pigment shadows, the smaller the blending brush, the better. So REPHR number 14, and I'm going to pat that color into the outer corner of my eye to intensify everything. And once the color is in place, I'm going to blend it into the previous shades. Back with the first REPHR number 1 brush I used. And I'm just going back and forth over it to blend it out. Some more Wicked Awesome to intensify things. And blend again. And notice that I'm tapping instead of going like this, because it just seems to work better that way. Now I have the REPHR number 1 that has the lightest color, and I don't have anything else added to it. I'm just going back with that clean-ish brush to tap things and blend at the same time. Okay, I'm happy with the way this is looking so far. I'm debating between Cloud 9 and I Love You. I think I'm going to go with Cloud 9 just because it's got a little bit more green in it. It's a little bit different. It'll pop the eyeshadow look a little more. So with my finger, I'm going to tap Cloud 9 into the center of my eyelid here. These shimmers are so pretty. REPHR number 14, and I'm going to just tap the edge. Nothing added, just whatever product I have left, so that the shimmer and the matte mix. And with the REPHR number 2, I'm going to grab the color Poppin'. This is like an iridescent pearl color. It has a little bit of blue in it as well. And we are going to put it on the inner part of my eye, tapping it in place right there. That is gorgeous, and we don't have any harsh lines, so wow. This is definitely a very colorful palette. You cannot be scared of color in order to like really love this one. But I love the way that looks so far. I blended this outer part here as like nicely as I could, and I feel like it looks nice and blended. But I'm going to put a shade there just to try one more shade. I'm going to use the color U. I'm just going to tap it with my finger because I feel like this is going to really unite that light blue shade with the dark matte outer corner blue. So I'm just going to tap it right here in between the two with my pinky finger. Yes. Okay. I love it. I have been very, very careful, and I have not had fallout pretty much at all, which I'm excited about. This looks so stunning. I cannot get over it. This was not what I was expecting. I was expecting to like, I don't know. I don't want to say I was expecting to not like it, but the first palette's formula kind of disappointed me. So I don't know if I have gotten better or if the formula has gotten better. I grabbed the color Black is Black, so the black shade from the palette, and this is a REPHR number 3 brush, and I'm going to very lightly tap that right in between my lashes on this outer part here. With the REPHR number 26, I'm going to grab the color 2021, and I'm going to swipe it all throughout my under eye area. And with my REPHR number 13, I'm going to grab No Harsh Lines. And with this one, we are going to smoke it all out. I have this baby blue eyeliner here from Odin's Eye that I'm going to use. It's in the shade 007. And just like that, this right here is kind of the first look that came to mind with this Mikayla Paht 2 palette. I am overly impressed at how amazing this looks. I'm overly impressed at how great that blue shade blended everything out and how there really is no harsh lines. So now let's go ahead and do a different color on the other eye. I said at the beginning of the video I was going to do one look, but honestly it is such a huge palette that I know you guys would at least want a couple of looks with it. So let's go ahead and do another look on this eye. Okay, my brushes are clean, so for look number 2, I'm going to focus on the green side of the palette. Now, I don't particularly love greens as intense as Fall River or Cody James, just because I feel like they're not that flattering on me. So I'm going to concentrate on the more olivey types of greens. I'm going to start with the color Bro, and I'm going to tap this color throughout the crease of my eye right here. I'm using a REPHR number 1 brush, and once I have this color where I want it with a different REPHR number 1, I'm going to grab the color 13. I'm going to basically use the same technique that I used for the first look, since it seemed to work so nicely for me. So with the color 13, I'm going to blend things out a little bit. The color 13 is not as pastel, it's not as light as the one I used over here. So I wiped off my brush on a towel, and I'm going to go back through the edge so that it looks truly blended right underneath my brow. Okay, I'm thinking the blend looks good now. So with my REPHR number 14, I'm dying to use the color The Commons. It's a really nice intense forest green, and I'm going to tap it on the outer corner of my eye right here. Just tap it until you have the pigmentation that you want, and then with the tip of my brush I'm going to blend it into the previous colors. Okay, so I like this level of intensity that I have now. I need to use the color The Market for this one because it looks so beautiful. So I'm going to tap that color towards the outer part of my eyelid here, so center and out basically. And that is I just looked at it on the monitor. That is such a beautiful green shade. Wow. I know I said center and out, but it's such a beautiful color. I just want to like extend it in. I want to put it all over. It looks like my eye has an emerald on the eyelid. It's so pretty. And honestly, I would extend it all the way in and just put an inner corner shimmer on, and that would look beautiful. But just for the sake of using one more shimmer green, I'm going to, with my REPHR number 2, grab the color Dreams right here. And usually when it comes to the inner part of the eye, I switch from using my finger to using a brush because I can get a lot more precision in there with a brush rather than with my finger. So here is my REPHR number 2 and that color, and I'm going to start on the edge of our emerald green and work our way inwards. For the innermost corner of the eye, I'm going to use the color Glazed right here, and this is a REPHR number 28 brush, and I'm going to tap that color in the inner corner and bring it in ever so slightly. Wow, I love it. With a REPHR number 3, which is a tiny pencil brush, I'm going back to the color The Commons here, which was the darkest shade of matte that we used. And I am swiping that shade back and forth underneath my eye. I'm going to go around halfway in on the under eye. And with my REPHR number 13 and the color 13, I'm going to smoke that out and bring those shades all the way in. So all the way to the tear duct area here, and really nicely diffuse everything. I'm going to use this mint shade right here from Glacier called Patina, and this is going to be my waterline color. And so finally, this right here is our second look with this Mikayla Paht 2 palette. I have to admit, I am personally very impressed because I did not have super high expectations for this one for some reason. It looked scary and intimidating, and I really thought that the matte shades were not going to be too blendable. Again, if you have the first palette versus this one, let me know down in the comment section if you agree that these mattes blend a lot better than the ones in her first palette. Because I swear to you, that's my experience. With the first palette, it was really hard for me to get looks that I was in love with. And I love these. They're very colorful for me, I know, but I love them. I cannot decide whether or not I want to finish these looks with mascara and lashes and be done with it, or if I want to take them off and do a third look on both eyes. So while I think about it, we are going to try the lip products that they sent for free because the package took so long to arrive. I think the whole thing about the palette shipping so late was a little bit extra frustrating for me because I was moving out and I really thought that it was going to arrive once I could no longer collect my mail from my previous house. So I'm not sure if it was as annoying to everyone else how long the palette took to ship and arrive. Okay, we are lining everything, and as you can see, this is a lot lighter than the color of my lips, so hopefully it will still work for me. Let's do the lipstick next. That is super nude. And the gloss. Okay, so if I were to do this lip combo that they sent, this is how things would look. These are definitely not shades I would necessarily wear, especially the lipstick though. So I'm going to try just the lip liner and the gloss and see if I like that better, because the lipstick was definitely the color of my concealer. And here's what it looks like if I use the lip liner and the gloss without the lipstick. It's a little bit better, but I'm still not really feeling it. I don't think the color of the lipstick and the lip liner they sent is for me. I definitely can use the gloss because the gloss is clear. This is the Rare Beauty lip liner in the shade Worthy. I didn't even line it all the way in because it pretty much is the color of my lips. And then the gloss on top, which I like this gloss because it has green and blue sparkles in it. So it matches both of my eye looks really good. Okay, I decided on a third look. So I'm going to take this off before putting mascara on or anything, because that way it doesn't bother my eyes as much. And I will be right back with a blank canvas to work on look number 3. Back, and I have look number 3 right here on this side so we can speed up this process a bit. All I've done on this eye so far is I put on a waterline eyeliner. This one is glossier in the shade Muse. For look number 3, I started with the color Authenticity right here on a REPHR number 14 brush. And I tapped it on the outer corner of my eye, right here. The next step is with a REPHR number 1 brush, or a slightly bigger blending brush, the color Mama Wang right here. And I'm going to tap this color over the edge of the first one, packing it all around the darker purple and bringing it in ever so slightly. I'm extending it a little bit further to use as a transition color all throughout my crease. And I'm just making sure that the two colors look blended back here on the outer part of the eye. With the REPHR number 2, I grabbed the color Baddie because I had to use this shade. It just looked too good when I swatched it not to wear it in a look. And I'm going to tap it right over the edge of the purple. Back here. Go back with your teeny tiny blending brush if you need to and make sure that everything looks blended. So this is my REPHR number 14 once again. Another color that I couldn't not use was Oh My God right here because it looks incredible. So I'm going to put it right over the center of the lid. And this time I'm not taking it all the way in, leaving it right here in the center. Don't get excited like last time. With a small flat brush, this is number 28 from REPHR, I grabbed the color Poppin' and I made that the inner third of my eye here. Just because I figured since it has colorful sparkles, it would give this look a bit more contrast. For my under eye, I'm going back with the darkest purple shade we use, which is the color Authenticity, and I'm putting it on the outer third back here. And with the lighter matte purple, which is called Mama Wang, I'm going to smoke that out and bring it all the way to the tear duct area, just back and forth with my brush. Lastly, with my REPHR number 26, I'm going to grab the color Glazed, and this is going to be the shade on the innermost corner of my eye. Okay, so take a look right here. This is look number 3. Nice and purple. Love the shimmers. I know I said it earlier, but the formula in this palette has to be much improved from the first Mikayla and Glamlite collaboration palette because I didn't really find any like crazy patchiness with any of the looks that I created, and I used a lot of the matte shades that the palette has. The shimmers are beautiful. They were beautiful in the first palette as well. I do dare to say that these are even better. So yes, extremely disappointed in their shipping and their shipping process, but the actual palette is amazing. Now, you cannot be afraid of color for this palette. I doubt we'll get many wearable looks with this one because there is not a neutral shade in sight, which is totally fine. This palette is for the color lovers and the glitter lovers. Let me put some mascara and lashes on, and I'll be right back to show you the final look, number 3. Back with some mascara and some Ardell lashes on. This right here is the final third look. I have to say, I have had a total blast playing with this new Mikayla palette. It definitely exceeded my expectations because for some reason I did not have very high expectations for this one. Well, the reason being that the previous palette was patchy. I feel like we kind of gathered that throughout the video. But this one though, this one is so much better. I feel like the mattes are so much better in this one. The shimmers were a total hit. Absolutely love them. The only disappointment definitely was the shipping. So would I recommend this palette if you don't mind waiting a month for it? I don't know if they fixed their issue, then yes, but know that it'll take a while to arrive. Other than that though, performance wise, it was amazing. Some of the swatches were a little bit patchy from the matte colors, but they ended up performing really well, which at the end of the day is what matters to me. So yes, I had a total blast playing with this one, and if you're not afraid of color and lots of shimmer, then I do recommend it. So that is all I have for this video. If you liked my looks, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up to let me know. Also comment down below which one was your favorite one. I know I stuck to like specific color stories. I have to admit though, I feel like my favorite one might have been the first one. The blue look was stunning, and I'm usually not a blue eye look type of person, but that one looked stunning. So number 1 was my favorite. Let me know which one was your favorite down below, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below as well. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.